get it.
Well, EnVyUs fans actually raising their voices here in game number 3, Papa Smithy.
I still love the 3-2-1 EnVyUs fighting in English.
Yep.
I've never heard that. We've had foreign teams for other games. This never happened before. Even when Rogue was playing. They won in French, so I guess that was a missed opportunity, but we didn't have that for them either, so the EnVyUs fan base. It's 3-2-1, remember, it's 3-2-1.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I know, now I know you can count in order, though, so that's good to know.
Oh, and apparently I think that 1 equals 3 and 3 equals 1, Papa Smith.
I just like to think that you decide to start counting upwards because you don't know any other way. Did they teach you
Yeah, well, I'm a
backwards
positive
counting?
kind of guy. I just feel like things improve, Papa Smithy.
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to see some of the craziness. It's still a little bit of time, so of course could see a reset, but at this point, it looks like we're going to be getting the buffed Orisa on defense. Not with a Torbjorn, it's just about setting up for a Widowmaker headshot, as we could be seeing Widowmaker on both sides. Taimu opening on Widow is something everyone demands, so we'll have to wait and see what that is. But this is very different from X6 Gaming. So you see basically Orisa as a Reinhardt substitute, not the projected barrier has a much shorter cooldown. Taimu looking for the flick. He's going to find a barrier.
He most certainly is, and they knew that that was going to happen. Head straight back in to the hangar to switch over.
Godspeed needs to hit the shot. He has already. He's at 32% charge. That's a start. Taimu actually going to see the team being very defensive. Effect trying to harass people out, but Orisa's so good at controlling space. Might have lost damage on the left click, but such a big clip of ammo. That's so hard to get through this barrier with the short cooldown.
Yeah, look at that. Immediately replaced there as well, as Effect's trying to get that one down.
Widowmaker's forced to drop. That could be big.
Yeah, healed by the Mercy, though, who can fly back. But Taimu, he's harassing as well. It's like you've got 2 Effects now with how incredibly mobile this Sombra is. As Timeboy takes down Effect, so make that just 1. As now Gonsby still looking for the snipes. Goes down very, very low. As Taimu should be able to take him out, but no, he's still got that Mercy in his pocket. The hack does come in, though, as EnVyUs on the attack. Should be able to grab some extra points, but no, I speak too soon. No Spike grabs 1. Make that 2 as Harry Hook falls, as well as Coco.
The fight's still not over, so EMP will be up soon, and the run back is shorter. So the fact that still there's enough from X6 will be something. Taimu will just stay long, deep in point B, trying to catch the Mercy as she runs back.
Yeah, gets himself into this hole, though, right on the point. He's being frustrating. But EnVyUs, the rest of the team, not quite here just yet. Godsby committing to this Widowmaker yet again. Had an opportunity to change back over, but Taimu does get the hack down. He's going to be taken out, though. No Smite just doing a great job healing for this Widow. Looks like massive team play coming out for X6. Pulse Bomb comes down, doesn't quite find the mark, but Cherubin eventually falls. It's not quite enough damage to take him in just 1 go, and is eventually taken out. Effect now stuck in this pit.
Gilly and Sonosmite trying to buy time, but they're probably going to have to back away soon unless they can pick up some more kills. Godspeed still alive, but there's only so much you can do on Widowmaker. Drops down, and No Smite might have done it.
Yep, Taimu does fall down, but he does get Godspeed at least in the end. That's still positive trades for X6, as No Smite's really just bull by the horns, Papa Smithy, this time.
And Chips has been dominated every time he's tried to attempt the point. We're 1 minute 40 away from a full hold, and Chips is only now ticking up to his first ultimate of the game. The Transcendence hasn't been enough, been sniped so much, and even though Godsby went down twice where he was the crown jewel, it hasn't meant for much, as comes in stealth, now is shown. EMP available for Taimu.
Can utilize that when he wants.
Transcendence already used, forced out of Chips.
Translocator's up as well, does get up here, throws down the EMP, and Mickey picks up that first kill onto No Smite. No barriers, of course, available, so it was easy pickings. And Taimu grabs Gilly as well. This could be the opportunities. Bebe gets the res on 2. And that's going to even out the score. Massive double with the self-destruct. And EnVyUs say that they don't mind. Effect, in fact, celebratorily kills himself. It's because they think that they've got this point. It's ticked at least past the first, and Bebe's going to fall down. This should be it for EnVyUs.
Yeah, they drop down just because they understand the point will be given up here and they want to reset on point B. It's a good time to die if you are the Mercy and Soldier in that spot, but still a good delay. They actually took away 3 minutes 20 of the bank. Only 4 minutes 40 left here for EnVyUs on the second point. They've got part of the Talon comp, but no sign of the Reaper yet. And we saw that pre-match highlight of back when Harry Hook was on Reaper duty in previous seasons. Somehow I think he's going to stick on Lucio, as he's actually picked and taken down by Timeboy on this first attack.
Unfortunately, he does have that
Look at that
sound
tracking.
barrier as
That
well.
was
Yeah.
beautiful, Atlas.
It certainly was. Godsby's going to be taken out there as Effect recalls, gets all of his health back and should be fine. Barry is here to try and buy some defense, but Timeboy finds Timer in the backline for himself. X6 doing well at the same time.
Effect is so damn good at tracking on Tracer. Takes down the unsuspecting Godsby on McCree in one rotation. Godsby couldn't even look to throw a flashbang, was already dead. Stays alive after poking in the backline. Predictably has probably his 4,000th pulse bomb of the series so far. We're only on map 3.
Are you sure Effect didn't use attack visor, Papa Smithy?
I know the time he used the EMP.
He most certainly did. No barriers there available now, but he does get slapped. Oh no, that's Effect. Transcendence does come down as EnVyUs are using everything to try and get amongst this sound barrier there as well. Could have been staggered a little bit better potentially, and X6 are holding on. Harry Hook does get the kill onto the Winston, and Timeboy's going down low. Self-destruct is in there, buying space for X6.
So close to perfection on the EMP, but ended up trading overall rather than getting enough kills. Specifically the sound barrier. Gilly did not die, got low. Finally popped the sound barrier to keep 4 alive, and then we're nowhere near the respawns being shortened by it being overtime. So the respawns came in. The respawner's advantage on Temple of Anubis has been complained about on Reddit so many times. Came into full effect there. They can reset, but EnVyUs so close to a snowball capture.
Yeah, Taimu does have another EMP though. It's sort of the standard Sombra thing, but after a fight, gonna have that one right back up again as Effect. Relegated to frontline duty here for the moment, gets himself in the back now. We'll see whether he is going to have Taimu there to help out, and he gets the pick onto Godsby as well, so good start. Now he's looking for it, does have the invisibility, but holds on to that EMP. Pulse Bomb softens up that mech and does eventually get the kill onto it as well with the help of Taimu. Timeboy here as well, he's going to fall down. Taimu doing a heck of a lot of work on this Sombra, still has the EMP as he goes invisible now, looking for a target. Massive triple with the self-destruct!
And you get a lot of percentage here, at least 1 checkpoint now, as the respawns are going to be considerable. Finally coming in from X6, that's 2 checkpoints. Can anyone even get on the point?
How did he even do that without an EMP to help out, Papa Smithy? That was amazing. Hacks are coming in now from Taimu. He throws out the EMP because he thinks that he wasn't even going to have to use it. And that is going to be the cap on Temple of Anubis for EnVyUs.
Feels like we're harkening back to Mickey coming in Season 1 after Tailspin left the team and getting so many kills on the D.Va before D.Va was kind of found out. It felt like for a couple of weeks their self-destruct was casually picking up triples left, right, and center. But Mickey seemed to catch people unawares. She didn't have the exact observation there. Hopefully we get a play of the game or a replay of that to see where exactly it was launched. But man, it got a lot of value, getting both supports and the DPS as well. That's the sort of game-winning play after X6 was so disciplined with their very innovative Widowmaker focus comp. You know, going for the Widowmaker with the Orisa and then a bit of dive as well. It's not a comp we've seen before, but one trying to take advantage of the Orisa buffs. Full completion is there. 1 minute 47 is on a massive time ban, but given how many times we've seen Temple of Anubis either not be full captured or captured in overtime, you'll take what you can get. As here's the replay. So they sees the support, jams it down low. You get to see it a second time. So jams it down low. They tried to back away, but they just weren't in position.
Oh, wow. And actually thinking that backing into the spawn doorway was going to be enough,
Nope.
but it stopped next to that pillar, and that means that you are dead.
Hooray for burst damage, right? Doesn't matter. The moment that you're in line of sight there. They'll feel hard done by to X6, but they have to shake it off because they got 2 points to capture. As EnVyUs, surprising. Remember, they only had 440 when they approached that second point, so less than 3 minutes to capture point B on Temple of Anubis when you don't get it on first attempt. Should be complimented.
Yeah, it feels good as Timer just wants to hack this so badly.
I mean, the timing is actually really relevant. We've seen a lot of creative hacking where you, as the enemies spawn, hack on the right side and then translocate over to second to either kind of cut your losses between if the enemy chooses to go left or right, or for capture one, as Godsby's opening on the Widowmaker again.
Yeah, it's going to be a warning shot right into the D.Va.
Effect one, predictably, the Tracer battle.
Yeah, he just gets better and better as the series progresses.
It's a fine wine, Atlas.
Oh, yes. He is certainly Barossa Valley Shiraz, something like that, for an Australian reference there. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I need to find space for Godsby here. for now has actually been parked on low ground.
Well, No Smart's going to be able to grab the Goomba Stomp kill onto effect. That's definitely good news.
No pressure onto Godsby. So for now, he's at least zoning them off the point. Ana doesn't even want to poke her head out.
Certainly can't, actually. Godsby really keeping him pinned.
It's the sort of stuff we saw from EnVyUs previously on King's Row, where they were very disciplined with staying out of sight lines and also controlling the cart.
Okay, wow, that Discord Orb not quite enough, as there's the kill. Effect easily takes down Godsby, who had absolutely no health, but that doesn't seem to matter. The front line now dead on the side of EnVyUs and X6, looking to try and make their mark. Shoryuben takes down Chips, but Harryhook and Taimu have at least traded back for the supports. Effect on the respawn is going to come in and once again take down that Tracer battle, but No Smite just feels unstoppable. He's so incredibly low, though, and that's Effect also falling down, but his recall timing is impeccable as usual and doesn't even need the Pulse Bomb.
Harryhook even opened on the Soldier, which we didn't mention, but it's a pretty common thing. So a Lucio-less comp from EnVyUs, one of the few teams to do that. Godsby's controlling the checkpoint right now. EnVyUs need to look for a formation to contest this.
Yeah, hopping back onto the Soldier and really making this one work. As Mickey jumps forward. Okay, looks like this will be the cap.
Wait, here we go, Soldier.
Yeah, Attack Visor comes in. Shoryuben is going to be demacked, but there's the sound barrier, and that's going to mean that the Soldier is most certainly dead.
And they're desynced quite a lot here. It's actually going to go straight on to point B.
Yeah, looking for it. Okay, barrier does go down as Coco's going to get this pulse bombed. It's Godsby that falls down to Effect's one, though, on the backside.
And now they have to pull out. So they looked for the snowball capture because they had 3 dead, the team EnVyUs, but X6 have to pull out the moment that Godsby is the first one to fall. I want to talk a little bit about these Lucio-less comps because EnVy is the only team to really experiment with this. They have the lowest percentage of Lucio, probably in pro play right now, but definitely in Apex. Only 76% for a hero that has 92% selection in Apex and even higher in some other tournaments. Usually it's defense on King's Row, for example, where Harryhook has always flexed the Soldier. But doing it in this scenario on Temple of Anubis is something different. Relying on the healing from the hacked health packs and that healing station.
Well, Godsby's going to be able to take down Effect here as he throws down the attack visor. EMP comes in. That's going to mean Mickey falls as well, but the self-destruct is going to be able to pick up the Zenyatta somehow. Mickey just seems to find all of the kills.
5 for 1.
Comes in from Time Boy. And this could be it. X6 on the attack. They're trying to hold this one. They've already got 1 tick. Make that 2 as it's ticking back up. EnVyUs trying to get onto the point as Taimu is here. Harryhook down very, very low. Gets that Wraith form out, but more time is being bought.
And a boost put down already. They're trying for the defense, but 2 already dead. Tracking the visits, Wraith form here with the nano boost. Reaper hasn't got any value yet, but has to drop off again and can't do anything, can't contest the point. And an even faster capture for X6.
Yeah, and we thought that EnVyUs really had the quick cap. X6 answering back so well, and their attack on Temple of Anubis has improved exponentially, Papa Smithy, since the first time we saw them.
Didn't need to involve the Sombra at all. EnVyUs went creative for their defense, but honestly, so did X6, we remember, with the Orisa Widowmaker. This time, it wasn't King's Row. It was actually on the Temple of Anubis. They went high on the DPS defense, having Harryhook on the Soldier, but it didn't pay off. Not like the Widowmaker was the one to punish it, but eventually, on the second attempt, they were able to push in, and apparently X6 liked what they were running in the first map. They delayed so much, and with only 1 minute 47 left, Bebe pops onto the Mei, boosts up the Orisa, and we'll go back and change.
Well, only 1 minute 47 for EnVyUs to try and cap this one out in comparison to the 4.5 minutes that X6 will have when it's their turn to attack.
And this is definitely Godsby being ultra set up to win the Widowmaker battle. Taimu loves opening Widowmaker on attack on Temple of Anubis, but when you have a barrier and a Pocket Mercy, you're pretty much set up to succeed.
Yes. Well, you certainly can't just shoot through that barrier with the first go, so Shoryuben will just chuck that one down, and it's absolutely fine.
33% reduction in barrier is very significant.
Yeah, that's huge.
People looked at the damage and they thought that was big. It's not, as the barrier's still there, Taimu, sorry.
Just scouting the comp there as well, so still useful, kind of like a Sonic Arrow would be, but he still has to waste some time to get back into that spawn as he heads once again out on this Sombra. Effect going down low, but eventually uses the recall.
He's traditionally been winning these Tracer battles, which can be so significant when it comes to scouting out the right side of the attack on Temple of Anubis.
Nosefire taking some decent damage there, but Godsby's going to take down Chips. Harry Hook's going to go as well. And EnVyUs not going to be able to continue this push without any of their utility.
The fact that Effect couldn't win the battle between Traces means they haven't been able to contest the Widowmaker like they could before, so it's been largely just free shots for Godsby.
Yeah, Hack does come in though. Now Godsby still looking for these picks. They can't quite find the targets, however. So that's going to be Mickey looking to get rid of him. Does find the kill, and EnVyUs storming through on this first point. Is this going to be the opportunity now as Cherubin with this big Gatling gun? It's just going to fall down.
Buying time was the best you could hope to do. De-meching Mickey, not going to be a big win either. Some kills traded on the side if somehow Gilly takes out Timer without a boop. That's interesting, but EnVyUs want more. They're going to be going for the same sort of snowball capture. They only got 55 seconds in their bank.
Well, Effect looking to go down this left side through the catacombs once again.
Good ult lead here for Team EnVyUs. They should have Transcendence very soon. That's the big one. Doesn't require an eco push, just a headshot. Basically instant procket here for Chips, as we will have that everyone's a Sombra situation I talked about. Well, when you don't have much of a time bank, why not go for a hero that has instant impact and also can very often have the EMP at a drop of the hat?
Yeah, almost twice in a team fight, Pop Smithy.
It's all about the Transcendence usage here, you'd think, for EnVyUs. No support ultimates up for X6. Long way away for Lucia, who shouldn't have it unless we have the mother of all contests in overtime. 10 seconds. Now, the reason EnVyUs is waiting is they want this fight to happen in overtime so that the respawns won't come through.
Timer's invisible.
Transcendence popped.
Yeah, there's an opportunity now for the EMP, but doesn't throw it down. There it is. He's going to break all of these barriers. Effect throws in the pulse bomb, picks up the mech, and that could be good enough here. As Godsby, just going to stun and destroy. See you later, Effect, as he's really trying to run around on this Cowboy, but eventually falls. No smite here as well, but that health bar is rapidly decreasing, and Coco is just going to punch him in the head.
You can see EnVyUs forced off. There's no way for them to fully contest. Running low on numbers. Nice boop as well. And they just about do it to X6 Gaming. I like what EnVyUs tried. They were cognizant of needing the Transcendence and also wanting to abuse the fact that, sure, capping in overtime means you have no time bank, but we're not going to go to 5 and 6 captures, you'd have to think. So the big story there was if you attack with a big ult advantage in overtime, the respawns are much longer after the patch a couple of months ago, and you're more likely to pull off the full complete. Had the Transcendence, led with it, not quite enough just at the last, and X6 have a very realistic goal. They need to get 1 point and then take 1 checkpoint of the second point B.
And they've got a heck of a lot of time to do it as well in 4.5 minutes.
More than you start with.
Yes. Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. They still have to do it though. EnVyUs once again going for some Prince of Persia fun times.
EnVyUs will not be running the Widowmaker on defense this time. Taimu's been dissuaded off it. Does mean that Godsby will find some squishies to take down. No triple tank or any other hijinks here to buy time for EnVyUs.
Yeah, not going for any sort of defensive triple support as well, which is something that we have seen a fair bit.
Basically, they're running standard that works against anything because they can't really prey upon a weakness, do a rock, paper, scissors, and lose on first attack. If they lose on first attack, this map is probably done for Team EnVyUs.
Yeah. So playing it safe. Godsby going to throw out an opening volley, but doesn't find anyone. You're just going to soak that
pop
one.
up.
Yeah.
Sightlines as usual, well held, although.
Okay, Godsby actually taking some fire here, so the Widow not quite able just to get the pot shots that he's looking for. Good defense so far from EnVyUs, not losing anyone with anything too early on, and Godsby actually getting taken down very, very low.
Here's Coco.
Yeah, he's going to jump all the way up.
He actually is taken down.
Yeah, Cherubin is going to be able to pick up that kill. Opportunity now for X6 to continue pushing forward.
And nice stuff from Diva and Zenyatta, basically peeling in some ways for the Widowmaker, punishing Coco for jumping up. Timer's dead as well. It's 6v4.
Yeah, he's been headshotted. There's now Timeboy just having a field day on the point. Godsby as well, getting picks left, right, and center. Effect, he's the only one that's been able to really get anything, but X6 still have 5 members. They're sitting on this point, and this is going to be a massive amount of time to move forward onto point 2 if they can complete this, and it looks like they will be able to. Timeboy still just harassing Effect.
1 HP for Effect, finally taken down. The Tracer battle wasn't going to be consequential, but this time it's won by Timeboy, and now the time bank, it's massive.
Oh yeah, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. When at this point, last time around for EnVyUs, it was about 13 seconds that they had moving to this next point.
A couple of different ways you can approach this for X6. They have some ultimates. They used the one from Godsby. He will switch if they don't get it on this particular attack, given that Widowmaker drops off in terms of efficiency, unless she pops off in a very impressive way, and there's no pressure on the Widow.
Yeah, as Coco is going to once again come in and try and do what he can. Godsby does get a sound barrier to help him out. No Smite gets rid of Coco. Effect is going to be harassing this backline. Bebe falls to that. Oh, God! That was incredible. Godsby gets the pick onto Harry Hook. Self-destruct comes in from EnVyUs, and Chips throws down his EMP. Good damage onto Timeboy to stop that harassment in the back.
Really nice turnaround here from EnVyUs. They are only able to fight on the point. They can't be tricky because they only have one checkpoint to defend, and that's why you see a bit of more beef invested in. Chips will be flexing onto the Sombra, but Taimo is now on Widowmaker, and it's talent comp time, you'd have to think. First step of it coming through from Godsby. Still no Sombra, surprisingly. I can't imagine that we won't see a change soon. Maybe after the Transcendence is down, Bebe will flex over.
Yeah. Could be an opportunity. Timer's going to switch back to the McCree, actually, as he was on the Roadhog. But
there's a lot of mind games here because he had shown the Roadhog already. He's predicting that there's going to be a swap to take advantage of triple tank, and thus he flexes himself.
Smite taking a lot of damage here. As Taimo throws his revolver through. Oh, Godsby! He's going to force out the Transcendence there from X6. As Taimo, decent position now, but he's well and truly off the point. Sound barrier from EnVyUs tries to keep them alive as Godsby falls down. No Reaper to build any of that ultimate, only has 25%.
They're so close to the capture!
Oh, wow. But it is going to be EnVyUs taking control once again of this point, and that is going to tick back down. Oh my God, you're right, Papa Smithy. I didn't actually see that. And X6 really did have a taste of victory in their mouth.
Holy crap, it was so close. You could see some yellow in that white line trying to cover the first checkpoint. Couldn't quite do it.
Did you say it was a peach color, something like that?
It was looking peachy. For X6, not so much for EnVyUs, but they repel it. And of course, all the progress is now worked down. So X6 get another chance to... Remember, they don't actually change Bebe away as Chips is pushing forward.
Yeah, Godsby actually almost falling down there as well. That could have been a huge deal. As Chips gets the focus, he's going to recall his way back. Translocate, sorry, not to get confused.
Timeboy is on that Sombra, so farming up Godsby to get his ultimate is the big factor. Very difficult to get because you need to get in close proximity to do any damage as a Reaper. Thus, he is getting no percentage, just firing those cannons away at long range.
Well, whoever gets the right EMP, it's going to be quite important here as everyone does jump on point on the side of X6. There's the EMP from Chips as they're trying to do what they can. Sound barrier from X6 because the EMP wasn't quite in the right position. X6 lose 2. This is actually going to be won by EnVyUs to start things off, but Mickey eventually falls down. Remember, they only need to get 1 tick on this point, but Treoben now creates a body on this. Still, no meterage to be found.
Transcendence comes down. They really want to push it. Hack onto Choyobin. Still hasn't fallen. Now will be demeched.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Taimo, he's reaping havoc on the backline as well. Chips was the one to get rid of that mech. Choyobin is going to be still alive, though, as Primal Rage gets rid of Taimo. Effect gets rid of BB, though. And Harry Hook's doing work on the backline as well. Godsby, I mean, it's only going to be Mickey's mech, and have EnVyUs done it? Held this one off against X6. On the final point.
We're trying to evaluate so many alive from EnVyUs. You'd have to think they might have finally done it. This would actually force an overtime map. We're going to actually have to have a decider that's going to be even if we don't see that checkpoint come in for X6.
It's such a long time since we've seen this. It just shows both of these teams are so incredibly hungry. Another EMP flies out as this overtime continues to get ticked over and over again, but it's getting ever more difficult as it's just a shooting gallery provided by X6, and EnVyUs do get the hole.
That's insane. So for a first time in a long time, we will have a tiebreaker. If you guys haven't watched long enough to remember those, it will just be a single control point map. We only have control once in our best of 5.
Yeah,
usually there's just those 3
again,
maps,
yeah.
But having an extra map here is going to be something different. Really valiant job by EnVyUs, especially with how fast the first capture was. We get information that will be Lijiang Tower. It's going to be that control point.
I was half expecting it to be Oasis, Pop Smithy. So I feel like we always need a bit of Oasis. There's always hope for our next series.
EnVyUs worked so hard up the instant cap to be able to fight back with a huge timeback. 3 minutes 40 denied onto point B.
It almost felt like an EnVyUs victory as we moved into that last defense from EnVyUs, just because they did have so much to work through.
It feels like a victory, but one control point could be the difference. And if you remember, control
so far
was
it's 2-0, yeah.
1-2-1, so it's 2-0, yep. So interesting stuff here, going to Lijiang Tower. First time in a while. We might be going long. This series that we thought would be pretty triumphant for EnVyUs is turning into a real war.
Yeah, it's really getting hot. But remember, there's still much more to play as the teams are tied up on control and hybrid. So moving to Lijiang Tower, who is going to be able to win this tiebreak to really move us forward from Assault?
On Night Market, on Lijiang Tower, it's the best of one. We, of course, run best of 3 compared to most tournaments doing best of 5. But when it is a tiebreaker, it's just that best of 1 on Night Market. And you're right, it does feel like a win because of what they had to fight back from.
Yeah.
But that feeling will go and erode so quickly if they are pipped here on Night Market and all their hard work to keep the stalemate alive will be gone.
And it doesn't feel as evenly matched when X6 just looked so good on control when we first saw them.
Mickey's still having fun, still playing around with his alternative heroes.
What do you mean? Torbjorn is full meta.
He can't play around with Arisa anymore because Arisa is meta, we've already learned.
Yeah, haha.
We don't know how much meta, but at least a little bit meta.
It's like, I mean, what are your options now if you want to really troll with your hovers?
Symmetra.
Is it Symmetra?
It is.
I was gonna say Symmetra, but she has been meta before, you know.
And until proven otherwise, Hanzo is still a troll pick. Timer's opening on Widowmaker, looking for a first pick here. Very respectful from X6. They're waiting for information because they know that Timer can potentially go this way.
Well, in effect, he's still doing some work here as he is
Timer
looking for
gets
that
Gilly.
pick. Oh my
and
god,
Godspeed.
make that too. Yeah, exactly right. The picks are there, but Timeboy eventually finishes him off. It's EnVyUs with the man advantage, though. It's only tanks left on the side of X6, and Choyobin losing a lot of his health on this mech. Effect gets rid of him. That's going to be the kill, and EnVyUs should be able to get this first capture.
Yeah, so much time was invested to actually take out Timer. By the time they did, they'd lost too much collateral. The tanks and the Tracer able to dash onto the point, Effect the first to have Pulse Bomb. And going for the trump card, X6 went super standard. Soldier and Tracer they opened up with. Now Godspeed jumps onto the Genji to potentially deal with Timer. But standard was well preyed upon by Team EnVyUs.
Yeah, that's going to be Coco picking up the kill on a no-spike with the help of Taimu there as well. He's still looking for these picks in the backline. Bebe survives for the moment, but Choyobin's doing work. Gilly as well. As X6, they've lost 2 and traded for 2 on the side of EnVyUs. Things still going okay, but it's a fantastic boop onto Mickey that gets rid of him. Taimu picks up Timeboy. That's a difficult shot.
And Taimu keeps provoking positioning mistakes from the side of X6 Gaming. Everyone that dinks their head out to try to deal with the Widowmaker is being collapsed upon, largely by the Diva and Tracer on the side of Team EnVyUs, and they've already ticked up to 50% here, Envy.
Yeah, the captain really holding his team together on the Widowmaker. He mentioned that the McCree and Widowmaker will be making an appearance. Looking impressive this time around on Lijiang Tower as Effect throws down a Pulse Bomb. Picks up the kill under Bebe, exactly right. Godspeed, though, is going to be able to get some revenge for his support. Self-destruct comes in, not going to find any of the luck that Mickey was looking for there. As Taimu's going to fall, Choyobin cleans that one up. We might have a retake here, possibly from X6, but Mickey is going to answer. Gets the kill in a Gilly there as No Smite gets rid of Chips. Just feels like the supports are falling left, right, and center, but it doesn't quite change these fights' outcomes because it's so messy.
But they're still being delayed. The percentage has been ticking up for a long time there as the darting in and out of the point means that 89% on their first capture for Team EnVyUs. X6, the one thing you can say, they have a big ult economy to be used for defense, but those ults don't really do much against Taimu unless they're really investing Transcendence and the Dragon Blade to push out and shut him down.
Yeah, unless you can predict an instant headshot or something like that. As Chips is going to pick up BB. Sound
Dies
barrier
with Transcendence up.
A little bit too late on the sound barrier as well to keep his teammate alive, and Gilly is going to fall, so it didn't do anything. Godspeed's trying to do what he can, but Harry Hook is going to be the one to take him down. Dragon Blade finds nothing, and EnVyUs looking to get the retake at 90% and win the assault and bring this to set point for EnVyUs.
That pick onto Bebe changed the fight. They had so much ult economy, but it ends up being wasted. Has to Transcendence just to get on and contest.
And X6 are getting pushed out of this point as well. Coco picks up one, Effect grabs another. Self-destruct does absolutely nothing, but it doesn't seem to matter. Timeboy gets Timu, but once again, he's brought so much pressure for his team, and EnVyUs are tearing X6 apart.
That's it.
The overtime's ticking down, and that's going to be EnVyUs securing the victory on Assault, in what was one of our longest Assault map victories that we have seen so far in Season 3.
And Overwatch very often rewards the bold. It's no longer Season 2 where you can run triple tank into triple tank. The team that gets creative usually gets a big advantage. Way back on the actual Assault map on Temple of Anubis, that was the Orisa Widowmaker Mercy.